Hello, everybody. I'm Todd Whalen with Eclipse Building Corp., your contractor.
And I'm Shannon Sheridan, your accountant.
We're here today with Miss Rose Antonini.
Antonini.
A.K.A. our human Swiss Army knife.
Yes. Good morning.
Good morning. Tell us, Rose, what do you do here at Eclipse?
Well, let's see. Probably day to day, it's just keeping track of all the jobs, keeping track of our subcontractors and our men in the field and all of our contracts and putting out fires all day.
Chinese fire drills.
Chinese fire drills. Yep. That's what we
Jason.
call a whack-a-mole, right?
Whack-a-mole.
Every day.
Every day.
Pops up.
Walk me through your day on a regular day. Walk me through, like, you get into office.
First
How do you
thing-
like the coffee?
Oh, I love the coffee. Yeah. That's good. Drink too much of the coffee. Yeah, I got to
Pinging everywhere.
monitor myself on the vanilla lattes. But no, just daily, I just get into the office, get acclimated with all the supers on a daily basis, contact them first thing in the morning, what's going on, look at the cameras, see where the jobs are, and then just start
You look at the
handling all the
cameras?
emails. Yeah.
You have cameras on the jobs?
Yes, we have cameras on all of the jobs, inside and out. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
So we can watch.
And how do you
see what the
communicate
progress
with the staff?
Well, Slack for the most part, but then usually it's a phone call. I
You're a
like
slacker?
Yeah, we do Slack. Yeah, I'm a major slacker, but no, just calling them in the morning just to hear their voice and see what's going on,
Nice.
and yeah, so
Nice.
yeah, just to say, hey, I'm here. What do you need for the day?
So tell me, what is the most exciting part about your job?
Oh, exciting. Well, exciting. I don't
What's
know.
your passion in
What's
the
my
job?
passion?
Yeah.
I just managing everybody, just smoothing the waters everywhere I can smooth it, making sure everybody's happy, fighting for our subs, money, getting their money, fighting for our supers to get what they need out in the field, just wherever I need to be to make everything run smoothly. That's what I'm here for. Yeah.
So why do you like that?
I just have satisfaction of being part of a good team, big team, producing something, making something happen, and just.
Right. How'd you start in the construction industry? What was your first foray?
You've been in it how long
Foray.
now?
30 years.
Foray.
30 years. Well, 30 years before you guys, I owned my own business.
Oh.
Yeah. Wearing all the hats.
How is it different from that now?
Well, now I only get to wear one or two hats, right? So, as you know, when you own your own business, if you're not doing the work, you're finding the work, you're doing all the
Yeah, I know.
paperwork and everything that has to do with every facet of the business. So this is nice being able to just hone in my skills to manage people and contracts and everything, which is what I do best, I think. Don't want to be in the field, don't want to be that close to everything, So, and it's tough. It's tough to continually, prime the pump, find the work.
But you didn't start in construction. You weren't
No.
like, you came out of high school and you had a much different career path out of high school, right?
Yeah,
So
yeah.
start
I was
there.
going to be a pharmacist.
Pharmacy.
Yeah,
Nice.
so I worked at
Chemicals.
I was a pharmacy tech
Yeah.
for 10 years, and I was in college
I'm
to
a
be
self-taught.
pharmacy.
I'm a self-taught pharmacist.
Are you? Trial and error.
Yeah,
right?
it's part of the course when you're a contractor.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I started as a pharmacy tech. I was going to be a pharmacist, and then I went in and got a chemistry degree. And just after 3 years of attempting to get into pharmacy school, couldn't get in because I worked
Really?
full time. And so, you can only get so high a grades when you're a 40-hour a week employee. So, so I just couldn't cut it. So I finally said, hey, what's the fastest way out of this college? It was I was going to then go into pharmaceutical sales.
Right.
And so then I got married and I had kids, and then my life went a whole other path.
So
And your
how did you
husband
get-
was a contractor?
Yeah. So
Is
Tom-
that how you guys started on the contracting
Yes.
side?
Yeah, my husband's a contractor, and we got his state license as soon as we got married. But
How many zeros do you have in front of the license?
I don't know. Got two.
2 zeros in front of your
Okay.
GC license.
Yeah.
That's how you age a general contractor's
really?
license in Florida. Yeah, I knew a
I think he
gentleman
told me
that
that
had
one time.
3
I'm like,
zeros.
I got to think about
3
that.
zeros in front of his license.
Yeah. So, but yeah, like I said, but my passion is art So, like I said, I don't know if you realized that I had the event planning business at the same time. So,
Yeah, so tell me about that. What got you into the event planning business?
3 kids in PTA. So,
That'll do it.
yeah.
Self-taught event planner, I see.
Exactly. So about the third, big party, prom, and all of those dances, everybody was like, well, you should do this for a business. I said, I think I will. And so I did. So, yeah, that's how I started.
So tell me about some of the events. Was it mainly small stuff, or did you do large?
Big.
Large?
Yeah, large event. Well, like I said, initially it was just like proms and fifth grade dances and things like that. And I love to make things. So I would create my own props and everything, and so it was always themed events.
Right. Helps having a contractor in the house too. Plenty of
tools.
Yeah, exactly.
Plenty of spare lumber laying around. Hey, can you give me a sheet of drywall off the job site, honey?
Exactly. Yeah. So people don't realize how
what are you doing with
connected
that
they
leftover
are, as far as events in general and construction. Be honest with you, because you're still putting together subs of people.
Exactly. It kind of correlates the same way.
Exactly. It's just it's a 4-hour event as opposed to a 40-year project. You know what I mean? Or something that's got to last 40 years.
Sure. I was
4 hours.
I was a prop dad. My daughter was a competitive dancer, so I was a prop dad when she came up through her competitions. So everybody turned to me like, "Hey, you're a contractor.
Yeah.
Could you build us a Flintstone mobile?"
Yeah, exactly. So so that's how it started. And like I said, I used to do some large events for Bill Edwards. He's the one that owns Mahaffey and the Sundial and all that, the Rowdies. So he's got a private club, and he used to do a lot of large events. But then it just kind of evolved to weddings because, of course, more people are getting married.
Yeah. What didn't you like about it?
Oh, that's the bread and butter of the event business.
Physical labor.
Yeah.
The physical labor.
Well, and I've heard there's a lot of nights and weekends and things like that.
Oh, yeah.
Holidays.
Tons of nights and weekends. Yeah.
That would be my Achilles heel.
Yeah.
I like my nights and
It's a lot of, like I said, it's a lot of physical demand on me. Even though I had a lot of people there, to assist, you still have to be the one to show them.
Right.
So I was still the one up on 12-foot ladders, on my tippy toes. So, it's still, there was still a lot of physical demand.
Sure.
So, and now I'm getting older, so it's nice to be in a desk, just, at a desk. Yeah, managing people from a phone. And a computer.
And Slack.
Yeah, and Slack. Exactly.
You get to Slack off all day long.
Yeah. It's nice. It's very nice. Yeah.
So where do you see yourself in the future?
Well, hopefully here until you get sick of me. But just taking on more and more. Like I said, I do think that I have a lot more in me as far as managing a larger group of people. So, hopefully with the beauty, health, and wellness,
you're excited about the Eclipse Brands and the different facets of the Eclipse organization.
Absolutely. I think it's a wonderful destination, facility for people, not just women, for any person that wants to, feed their mind, body, and soul. And that's what it's going to be all about. And so I think that that's important, especially today's day and age when everything is so, what do I want to say? Non-personal. Well, and unpersonal. Everything is all internet-based and, it's just texting.
It's hard to find a person-to-person experience.
It is.
Where you're exchanging something beyond just a monetary item. And everything seems very transactional nowadays.
I think so, too.
So when you can have a business or you have let's say a destination that you can go to. Where you can experience something beyond just the physical transaction, a human connection. Yeah, that's something I think that lacks in business today.
I agree, and something that is geared 100% around taking care of yourself, which is something that a lot of people don't do. Me personally, I don't do as much as I should.
Did you see the Elon Musk post where he wants everybody to work like 100 and some odd hours? I was like, oh my God.
100-hour work week.
Like I'm already there, dude. Okay, what do you got? What else you got? Right. No, I just think that more people need to take more time out for themselves, really. We've had this conversation before about
self-care. It's
self-care.
Mental,
it's huge.
I think mental health also is not talked about correctly in the world, and the fact that we don't prioritize mental health, and we don't prioritize ourselves more.
That's, I think, is the core to the mental health situation, right?
Right.
Is that you're not concentrating more on yourself. You're really concentrating more on everybody else around you.
Well,
How they are looking at you.
It is better to give than receive, but at the same time, you got to take care of yourself. They tell you on an airplane all the time, right? You put your own gas mask on first.
It's true.
Gas mask. You put your own oxygen mask on, right?
Yeah, that too.
Gas yourself.
Yeah.
Pharmaceutical.
But listen, well, look, even in times of war, you put your own gas mask on first,
True.
Before you can help anybody else.
Exactly.
So, self-care, mental health, the stresses that we go through on the job, even in the office. I mean, that's real. You take that home with you too,
Well,
Exactly.
and if you just take a little bit of break here and there, you don't have to take a whole day, a mental health day or anything like that.
Right.
But you could just take either the weekend, the afternoon, or something like that, just to kind of connect back to who, get away from all of the drama sometimes that gets kind of caught up in these projects.
Absolutely.
And because I know I take things personally, so I'm pretty sure you do too.
Oh, yeah. It's a direct reflection on me.
Yeah.
Even if it's not my business, it's, anything that's in my control that doesn't go right.
And I feel like we seem to get so caught up in this drama of, he said, she said, and that person's to blame, and I'm not to blame, and everything else, that we kind of forget to lose sight of the actual problem.
Yeah.
And less focus on the solution, more focus on the problem seems to be the topic of the day, instead of the other way around. If you were more focused on the solutions, the problems really wouldn't be that big.
Right.
Yeah, well, and now you've worked in 2 contracting firms, your husband's and then ours. And then, so, what are the common pitfalls that you typically see almost on every project?
Well, probably just you're only as good as the people you surround yourself with, right? So I would say the subcontractors, the people that
they represent you.
Exactly,
Yeah.
and that you count on to make things happen in the field. And you can't be on top of them every step of the way. So there's got to be a mutual trust and respect, that they care about the same values as you do and have some pride in what they do.
Right.
So, it's hard to find those guys. So,
finding subs that align with your core values.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And then when you do, it's, you fight to keep them. You fight to make sure that they're happy, and you do whatever you can do to, keep the mutual.
Yeah, one would say, maybe the subcontractors are almost as, let's say, I wouldn't say more important because you need a customer.
Right.
But they're just as important as the customer.
Absolutely.
If you have bad subs, then you're definitely not going to have a good customer.
Exactly. And the superintendents, like I said, so it's really just everybody that you surround yourself with. And so it's pretty much the same with every construction industry. It's just finding those people that, are going to stay with you. You can expect what they're going to produce, and they can expect what you're going to produce. And it's just a mutual benefiting, partnership.
Love it.
So, yeah. I mean, I feel the same way with our clients. I feel like it's a partnership, and that's why I hope that they view us as well.
Right.
Because again, they're not their dreams, right?
I like that.
Their visions and dreams that we talk about. It's not going to happen without us.
Right.
So
I like that you have a tangible product at the end. You start with nothing, and then you build this huge building, and you had it from the start to basically the finish. And it's afterwards that we don't know what goes on, but we get to see everybody's vision being built.
Yeah. Exactly.
And so our goal is to eventually get to where we build our vision too, with other buildings and everything else too, and buy and build.
Yeah, the process is just as exciting as the final product.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Sometimes more.
Yeah.
One of the beauties of the construction industry for me is that is the process, but the fact that there's an end to it. Eventually, the only way you're going to get through it is through it.
Exactly.
And then you get to the end, the job's done. You got your CEO. Everybody wants the CEO, right? And then you have your CEO, but then what are some ways, I think, in your opinion, you'd like to stay engaged with the customer after CO?
Well, obviously, assisting them with trying to build additional.
Right.
dreams that they have. But obviously just taking care of what you've done. Taking care of what you have built for them, giving them that warranty that helps, so they
2-year warranty.
Yeah, that they can
service
not
and maintenance.
worry about
right.
everything and worry about starting your business and, not have to worry about all the construction and the building that you just built and, concentrate on what you do best, which is conducting your business. That's what we hope to provide for them so they can
Of all the
conduct their
things you
business.
ever built, what are some of the projects that you still go back to this day?
See,
Like a restaurant that the restaurant that you built that you still eat at, or a store that you built that you still shop at?
Well, we used to build a lot of Great Clips. So, every Great Clips almost in Tampa and St. Pete, Clearwater area we built out. So every time I go to get my haircut, because I still get my haircut at the Great Clips, I'm like, hey, we built this place. But probably our nicest project was the Bayshore Animal Clinic over in
nice.
Tampa.
Heartwarming, working with the animals.
Yeah. Yes, it was a very nice facility. Still does a tremendous amount of work, and and it was it's a beautiful building.
Nice,
heart of Tampa.
And what are you building now?
We're building Mavis Tire Supplies.
Well, when you're not building Mavis Tire Supplies, what are you doing on your personal time?
Oh gosh, well, there's not a whole lot of that, but. I'm still an artist at heart, so I still like to produce something, So at home, I'm into gardening, and we do a lot of boating. I love the ocean, So
Florida's a perfect place for it.
I know, yeah, exactly. So it's really just that. It's just to live in the life every day and a little more relaxed. Like I said, I can go home and actually go home. I don't live with my business. So that's the nice thing about being here, and as opposed to owning your own business, as you know, you live with it.
What we see is you take an ownership responsibility. So it's not like, we could text you and go, hey, did you do, what's happening here? And, you are a team player.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah, that's it.
Well, I pride myself at having a pulse on everything because that's important to me, to know, to be in the know.
You're our Swiss Army knife.
Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah, I see emails going out at like 7:30 at night. I'm like, what is she doing at the office?
I can handle a lot of things on my phone, right? I'm conducting business, sending all kinds of documents on my phone.
I come in the next morning, I'm like, Rose, you're not allowed to text or email anyone after 7 p.m. at night.
I have a threshold of emails, right? So if it gets to a certain point, I'm like, okay, I know I cannot come in the morning with a stack full of emails. So there's some things I'm going to go, oh, yeah, I can handle this right now. But no, it just gives me great satisfaction. Just, I'm sure you probably as well received. But when you do build something from nothing, there's a great satisfaction that comes from that.
Yeah, it's
because not everybody could do that.
Yeah,
right?
it's immensely rewarding.
It is. It's just like with the events. It was a great satisfaction just to build something from nothing.
Right.
And everybody's impressed.
Watching everybody have a good time and party and enjoy themselves and making memories and taking pictures.
Yep.
And it was the same. The very first house I ever built, we poured concrete for a foundation. And at the end of the day, I stood back and I looked at that concrete foundation and I thought, oh my God, I had a hand in that. I built that.
Yeah.
And right away I could see an entire house get built on top of it. Over the years, I'd often return back to that very same house, and sometimes it'd be 20 kids in the front yard playing basketball, and then I'd come by again, it'd be for sale.
Yeah.
And then again, and there'd be somebody else in it. So, you build something, and then it just, all the memories, and it really affects people.
It does.
It's not just brick and mortar.
Right.
When you put passion into your work, you definitely get passion out of it.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, and like I said, and all the people who were dwelling in it, working in it for the next 20, 40, 50 years, right? So
even when you build a restaurant or you build a business, people work there, people eat there, they create memories there. It becomes part of the fabric of the community.
It does.
Whether you're building a home or you're building a business.
Yep, I agree.
So,
absolutely.
What advice would you give to people who want to get into the construction field and do what you do?
What I do as far as
project management. You basically
administrations. You basically do everything except what happens in the field.
Right.
And even that you have a remote hand to.
And even that I could. I could
well, you got cameras on the job now too, so you got your eye on them now. It's hard to hide from that camera.
Experience in the field. Yeah. I just like any passion, follow it. Start at the bottom, work your way, learn everything you can
Do you feel like people don't want to start at the bottom?
Yeah, definitely no. I don't think that people want to start at the bottom.
Yeah.
As
pay me first, pay me now, I'll do the work later. Yeah.
Right, exactly.
Who's the guy from Popeyes? What was the guy's name on Popeye? The hamburger guy, I gladly pay you on Tuesday for a hamburger today.
Exactly. Yeah. No, it's just like with our business. I say you got to give it away for a long time before you can start making money at it, right? So, you build things, you do things at a cost, sometimes at a loss, until you learn from it and you have enough experience under your belt for someone to trust that you can do the job, and your portfolio to show that you could do the job, right? So, anybody that's starting a business, if you think you're going to profit, for the first 5 years, you've lost your mind.
Not in the contract. Well,
no.
the thing is,
honestly,
reviewing
on average,
1,000
no,
books.
they won't.
Yeah, being an accountant reviewing thousands of books, people automatically assume they're going to get in business, put up their shingle, and I'm going to be profitable.
Yeah,
exactly.
That's usually
97% of all small businesses fail.
Right.
That's full
because
stop.
they expect from the get-go that they're going to just bang it out, and it's not the truth. I mean, you're learning. It's valued. That loss that you are taking is
and even when you think you have so much knowledge, I find that people who get into business find that it's not just what the knowledge that they have in that business. Now they have to learn operations, business development. Exactly. They have to learn taxes, and they have to learn all kinds of other things that they are not what they actually do.
Yeah. Exactly.
And that's usually what cripples a business, is what I found in the accounting world.
I agree. I mean, and that's why you call me a Swiss Army knife, right? Right. Because I've always made it a point that anything that I do, I know everything about it.
Right.
So, I mean, if I'm standing, it came from when I was a young kid, and I come from a single mother, right? When the brakes on the car had to be fixed, and if I didn't do it myself with them standing over my shoulder, I was watching, right? Because they wanted me to know and be aware of how the work is done, right? So it's the same thing. So even if I have somebody coming in working on the computers, I'm still standing over their shoulder and I'm watching what they're doing, because I don't, so I won't depend on them the next time. I'll know.
Right.
So it's learning. It's always learning.
Yeah, always learning.
And you're always a student. Yeah. If you're not growing, you're dying.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm a big believer. The first 20 years, basically 20 to 40 is learning. The next 40 to 60 is earning, and then 60 and my philosophy is giving away.
Well, you can't take it with you, right?
You're right. Yeah. So it's been great. It's been a great experience. It's going to be almost a year that I've been with you guys.
That's right. 10 months now.
Wow. Yeah. So
April 15th.
April. Oh, you know the date.
April 15th.
April 15th.
Tax day.
Tax day.
I will have been here a year,
day.
and you haven't kicked me out yet. So we're doing good.
Oh, look, it's 10/22.
So, but everything's great.
When are you going to have some grandkids? You got all boys. What do you got? 3 boys?
3 boys.
3 boys, all grown up, out of the house. How many married?
1.
1 married.
Only 1.
2 bachelors.
Yeah.
Okay.
But his wife lives with me, so that's not happening anytime soon, right?
Yeah.
He's in California, and she lives with me. So
well, that's a little hard.
Yeah, immaculate conception would have to happen on that. So, I don't know. I try not to say it all the time to him because it's like pressure. On the wedding day, I was like, okay, you know what I'm asking next. So, but I mean, they just make me happy as hell with what we have right now, and so but I hope to have grandkids soon.
You know, they say the how you really measure the real success of a parent is when your kids grow up. Do they even want to see you? You know, they reach out to you. Do they want to come by on Sunday for dinner?
Right.
You know?
Yeah.
And it's funny, too, because it's a true measure, too, of somebody's character. Every time I talk to you, every time I see you, you're like, oh, the boys are coming over, you know? Yeah. Half the time I see them traipsing through the office, you know? You got your husband Tom's down at the gym working out 3-4 days a week here in the office. So, that's amazing. That's fantastic.
Yeah. I mean, that's all you can hope is your kids still want to hang with you, you know, when they
I know,
they do. They want to hang with you. Well, you have them young for a reason, because you don't want to be an old fuddy-duddy when they'll grow up, you know.
I just need my time. And then at the end, you're like, call me, come on.
It's like, come on, call me. Yeah.
Oh,
they're wonderful. They're very successful, and, you know, and again, that's another way you measure how well did you do your job. How successful your kids are, and they're wonderful. definitely wonderful society, people to society.
Yeah.
So
More fabric of the community.
Yeah.
You build buildings, and then you fill it with people.
Yep, exactly. Yeah.
That's one of the beauties of being a woman. A man can build a building, but only women can build a community, right?
Hey,
Yeah.
I like that.
That's it.
Yeah.
That's right. There's your snippet.
Yeah. Yeah. But well, hopefully one day you'll hear one of them, and their success story, because I told you both of them are, or two of my oldest.
Yeah, they do like anime, computer animation for Disney. They do some really cool stuff. They're right on the cutting edge of AI and computer graphic design,
3D
stuff like that.
So for all of the 3D printers and everything like that.
My son gets into 3D printing.
Yeah. So they both have 3D printers. They do all that 3D modeling, and they're making all kinds of stuff. And my youngest, who had just graduated with the animation degree, he's actually into a lot of that cosplay. So he's brilliant on creating costumes. So, some of these costumes that him and his girl have created, she graduated with them, amazing. So I'm like, and then he loves doing the miniatures, the miniature setups.
Like what?
Like small scale.
Oh, like little cities and stuff like that?
Yeah, to scale, like, what an architect would do. I mean, he builds...
Oh, like a topo table.
Yeah.
Yes.
I mean, he does major,
oh, my God. Are they not the coolest thing? They make little palm trees,
well, that's what he does with his 3D printer.
And everything.
What's a topo table?
A topo table is, it's like this table right here, and it's a model of whatever community you're going to build.
Scale.
To scale, though, and they scale this thing down to like 165.
Right.
But even like the little banners on the street lights, the little scrollies.
It's amazing. Some of the stuff that they have created is amazing. So some of his little, miniature setups,
That's
that
crazy
he
what
is.
they can do now.
I know.
Yeah.
He puts little lights, street lights and everything going on. It's just, it's amazing. Like I said,
Definitely
there's so much more talented than I am.
Whole different type of construction when you build at scale.
Well, exactly. It's really cool.
Yeah. So, I have a full scale map of the United States.
Oh, for real?
Yeah. You're standing on it.
I'm standing on it?
It's full scale.
Okay, gotcha. That's funny. Yeah. So, but very talented. Like I said, my oldest son works for EA out in California.
Enrolled agent. What?
Oh.
EA.
Enrolled
agent. Plug enrolled agent in there. What is EA?
No, EA, the company that
EA Sports.
does. Yeah, EA Sports.
EA Sports. Okay. Yeah.
So he does their... I want to say something spectrometer, it's a circle. It's a globe that people get in. It's got cameras all the way around it.
Oh, very cool. Yeah.
Like the eye in Vegas.
Yeah, they takes pictures of them. It's like 50, 60 cameras all the way around, takes images all the way around, the talent, they call it, coming in.
Subject.
So, the subject. So it's generally, like I said, the Madden game. So it's all these famous football players and all these, people he doesn't know because he doesn't follow sports.
So they film the quarterback coming in and doing his setup?
Well, no, they just film the quarterback, and then they have actors in the motion capture studio that acts out in a gigantic field
room,
right, in a green room with fake footballs, that all have monitors on them, and the guys all have monitors on them, and so the actors come in and act out everything. And then he just maps their face on to the actor.
Gotcha.
Yeah, so
very cool.
Yeah, it's very different. So, but
totally different than the construction build.
yeah, exactly.
Well, you're just building something different, right?
Yeah. So it's very cool. Yeah.
Very cool.
Where do you see the construction going in the next probably 5 years, as far as AI, as far as and even the economy?
Well, I don't see the economy slowing down for construction,
especially
certainly
in Florida.
Not Florida. Oh my gosh, yeah. I mean, we again, another reason why we can't keep good subs is because everybody's spread thin. There's just not enough.
There's just too much
talent coming up through the ranks. That's another issue with construction.
Well, I think a lot of people were, in the 80s, 90s, and, early 2000s. Gotta go to college. No trades.
Right.
Go college. Right. And then now we're having that shortage.
Absolutely.
And it's affecting the industry.
Oh, big time.
It's coming back around, though. They're the newer generations out there. Trade schools are starting to open
up. A lot more women in welding. And,
especially here in Tampa, AM Skills and a lot of these newer tech technology-driven vocational schools where they've introduced AI where you can like wire up a box with no box, just right there in the virtual world with a pair of goggles on. You know?
Funny thing is, we did one and
CNC
and
machine.
his didn't light up.
Oh yeah, we went to this networking event for NAWIC, the National Association of Women in Construction.
Oh wow!
And it was
over
at
the chamber.
Yeah, it was at Hillsborough College, and it was over in their construction and their electronic, where they teach electrical. And so they had us wire up a light. And so they give us the pigtail and the box and the ground wire and all the different stuff. And they're walking all the ladies through it. And I'm just like, yeah, and I put the whole thing together. And they're like, then you put it on, the light goes on, everybody claps.
My light went on.
Everybody's lights going off. I come over to my light, womp, womp. I'm like, wait a second.
The only GC in the room does it.
And then so the instructor comes over. Well, let me show you what you probably did wrong.
Yeah,
he's like, well, this is right. This is right. This is right. It was and it was after the class, after everybody broke, and after everybody left. Sure. Two instructors were over there trying to figure out, what do we do wrong? Why does this thing work? You know, the bulb's not burned out. We know the bulb works. You know, and so when the guy made up the pigtails that you plug into the outlet, I got the one pigtail where he swapped the wires the wrong way. He's like, well, I made up like 50 of these things last night, you know, for this event today.
I know that everybody but his worked.
Yeah. Well, that's my whole theory with electrical.
And I got no redemption
if it doesn't work,
for
just
it.
flip the wires.
Yeah, I got no redemption for it. Everybody was already gone. Nobody knew it wasn't my fault, you know. Okay.
Yeah, really. The story was never straightened, right?
Yeah.
That's funny.
Yeah, TVBJ ran a story on it the next week. You know, Contractor failed at the no-code networking event.
Yeah. Well, like I said, it's but hopefully it is turning around.
Are you excited to start going out though and start doing some network? You know, as we expand the Eclipse Brands.
And managing,
right.
I would love to get people where you can manage them and help with the operations side. Because I do a lot of the operations side. So my goal is to help get to where you have help, you have a right-hand person and everything else, because you have so much on your plate already. And then as we grow and expand, making sure you have that backup to help you out.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
And then you can take a vacation.
Yeah. I like that.
Yeah. Or a doctor's appointment, you know, because your health's just as important, right?
Right.
Yeah.
With the expansion of all the different Eclipse brands, you know, right now you're working in the construction side and you're going to be moving over to beauty, health, and wellness and just getting back to the networking, you know?
Yeah.
The difference in networking for, you know, a construction company and then going out there and now you're going to be promoting beauty, health, and wellness.
Leasing it.
Right.
Right. So how do you attach this new beauty, health, and wellness concept of Eclipse? How do you align with that in your personal life? And then just as an individual, so that you can find, like, you seem to have the same passions for construction. You've been doing it for so long.
Right.
And this beauty, health, and wellness is something totally new. It's even new for the Eclipse companies.
Right.
How do you align yourself with that personally?
Well, personally, I think that, like I said, I think it's so important that a woman in particular, not to exclude men, but that they take care of themselves. So right now, I think that speaks volumes to me in my personal life is that, you know, the carving out of that time that is needed to feed my soul, you know, so the time that I need to self-care and to take care of myself and spend some, you know, just time on myself, right? It's okay to spend time on yourself.
Yeah, you're not selfish.
So I think just that personal need that I have myself would help me to communicate with others how important that is, right?
And for the beauty, health, and wellness centers themselves, what is it like from a customer standpoint, you being a woman, or the primary customer focus? What is it about that beauty, health, and wellness concept that really drives you into it personally, just even as a customer?
I would say just probably the openness of it, the invitingness of it, just that I don't have to have an appointment. I don't have to necessarily be there.
Right. Know anyone you're going to see
know anybody.
there.
I could just come in.
Just
and
go
I could
in,
just
sit
see,
down,
and I could just, you know,
have a hot tea.
Have a hot tea, be in the atmosphere, decide if I want to visit or talk to any of them, I just like the fact that it's going to be open to the public.
Right.
And that it's going to be more of a destination space of just come and relax. Even if you just drop your kid at one of the daycares and you just hang in the cafe, right? And you just relax, right? Because that's what it's supposed to be. And if you take in a massage or you get your nails done or you have a doctor's appointment, whatever. But I like the fact that it's going to be open to anybody to come and enjoy and just be in the atmosphere.
No
which
appointment
we hope
required.
Right. Yeah, and it's the atmosphere that we're creating from our concept so far is going to be such a warm and inviting atmosphere.
And I think too, it everything's going to the experience side, and it's a nice experience. And going back to the mental health, I think the men, basically they are, let's just move past this. Let's not get,
get it done.
Get it done. Don't worry about it. Move past this. Whereas women, we talk in groups. We work through our problems. Guys want to just fix it.
Right.
And, we just want to kind of go through, our emotions and our, and I think that makes it healthier, living your day-to-day life. You could tell me, from my experience, men have a harder time kind of breaking it down and going, okay, this is, what's going on with me, and doing a lot of self-reflection.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know.
I break my own self-reflection down. I have my own time away. I do that personally, privately.
But they say that women
I reflect
have
inwardly
a
from time to
mental
time.
State typically.
Come on, I cry. I've cried with you.
Yeah, well, self-reflection is hard in the first place, right?
Yeah.
So it is hard to, criticize yourself.
Hard to be honest with yourself.
Hard to be honest with yourself, and sometimes to really get out what the core is, what's really going on. So women just have an easier time of, and we have more patience to let that conversations evolve, right? So
well, and I think too, we're a lot women are really nurturing and things like that too. Not that men aren't,
right?
But we are typically stereotypical. More
it should be
nurturing.
that way, though. Yeah. Women should be more nurturing than men.
Yeah.
So we I think
it's only natural.
So we have a tendency to talk our feelings, where guys drink beer and go, huh.
Yeah. Well, and it's funny because even with my sons, my husband always wished that he had a closer relationship with my sons, because my husband is a very much sports, rah.
Was he
played
the one
football,
that just worked all
right?
the time?
And he was big time,
like
sports guy,
most people,
athletic, and just a different mentality, right? And my sons are very artsy fartsy, right? So they're not sports oriented. They've I think have a closer relationship with me because they've given me the time to let a conversation evolve, right? Because boys don't typically just can't come out and say what's on their mind, right? You have to pull it out of them. And that's what, but at least with my children, they've given me the opportunity to pull it out of them. Right. They've stayed engaged in the conversation long enough.
That you've done a good parenting if your kids actually want to be there and talk to you.
Exactly.
Well, listen, I truly believe raising boys probably puts you in a great position in managing men. In this industry.
Yeah.
Right.
Gives you a little
exactly.
Yeah.
So, that's the thing.
Awesome.
Is women at least will give each other the time, because true feelings don't always come out very quickly. You know what I mean? It
well, speaking of time, we're up. So thank you so much, Rose, for coming in. So excited to have you here today. Break you out of the office for a little while.
Break me out.
Yeah, kind of get to interview you a little bit more, because half the time we're just working. We don't get to actually talk.
Yes.
Awesome.
Well, it's Casual Friday.
All right. So thank you, everybody, for joining us today on The Contractor and the Accountant. If you want to get some more information about Eclipse Building Corp., just go ahead and click on the link below. And if you reach out on the phone number, you'll get a chance to speak with Miss Rose Antonini personally.
Thank you.